Good evening. We're going to get our meeting for the Calexico Unified School District started. Welcome, everybody. Opening items, number 1, call to order.
Trustees present this evening are Trustee Arellano, Trustee Castillo, Trustee Calderon, Trustee Avina, and Trustee Contreras. You have a full quorum.
Thank you. We'll do the number 2, Pledge of Allegiance. Ms. Janet, if you could please lead us. Thank you. B, comments from the public. The board will take any and all comments from the public related to an item on the agenda or any item other district businesses that is not on the agenda. And we have one for public comment, Ms. Graciela Batani.
Oh, snap. Good afternoon, members of the board and everyone present. For the past 3 months, I have been fighting for something that should never require this type of struggle. Basic support for my 5-year-old son, a kindergarten student on the spectrum at Cesar Chavez Elementary School. Instead of receiving guidance, compassion, and the professional responsibility every child in this district deserves, he has been consistently failed by the very people who are supposed to help him succeed. From the start of the school year, my son has struggled to adjust. His behaviors have escalated not because he's defiant or dangerous, but because he has been left unsupported by the principal, his teacher, and the school psychologist. At our initial SST meeting, the school psychologist, without the credentials or proper evaluation, suggested medication for my son. This is not only inappropriate, it is unethical. On another occasion, the principal told my son, in front of myself and my husband, that all of his classmates are afraid of him. Imagine the lasting harm that causes a 5-year-old. Imagine what that communicates about his worth and his place in this school. My son's teacher has responded to his needs by isolating him from the rest of the class, not supporting him, not teaching him skills, but separating him. And instead of correcting these practices, the principal has added more stress to our family with daily phone calls, threats of disciplinary action, and now a suspension for a day and a half for a child who has yet to receive accommodations he is legally entitled to. For 3 months, I have reported ongoing bullying towards my son. I have reached out to the principal, his teacher, the superintendent, counselors, the special education department, and every one of you on this school board. Some of you I have emailed multiple times with no response. This is not only frustrating, it is very heartbreaking. The silence from the district leadership, including the principal, the assistant superintendent, and the superintendent himself, have left my family feeling ignored, dismissed, and completely unsupported. For 2 months, I have been asking to meet with the superintendent. Today, his assistant informed me that because my son is on the evaluation process, the superintendent cannot speak to me or get involved. But evaluation is not a barrier to leadership. Is he not the superintendent for all students, or only when it's convenient to him? For over 2 months, I have been pleading for accommodations, for aid, for interventions, for a plan, and instead my son has been met with punishment, isolation, and exclusion. District staff continue to react to his behaviors, not addressing the root causes. They continue to discipline him instead of providing the support he needs to thrive. And so I am here tonight because no parent should have to bring in outside advocates and specialists to get the school to follow best practices to treat my child with dignity. District employees are paid to support students, yet for months they have refused to put an effective, positive plan in place to help my son learn the skills he needs. Instead, they have punished him for behaviors they contributed to through their inaction. I'm asking and expecting this board to intervene. My son deserves better. Every child in this district deserves better. And I will not stop advocating until he receives the support, respect, and equitable education he is entitled to. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Batani. Mr. Tony Trinidad? Yes, that'd be me. My name's Tony Trinidad. I'm sorry, sir. It'll be at the podium. Yeah.
Okay, my name's Tony Trinidad. I work at the M&O. I just want to see if one of you guys will take up what I want to talk about in private. Unless you want me to put it out in public, I'll do so. That's all I got to say. If you want to put it out in public, raise your hand and I'll put it out in public right now. But I guarantee you, the public's not going to want to hear what I got to say.
Mr. Trinidad,
Yes, sir.
we'd be more than happy to speak with you
Okay.
and schedule a meeting to
sounds-
schedule your look at your concerns.
It sounds like a plan.
So if I could ask right now, Mr. Guerrero, to get your, or we know how to get it. We
Mr.
know how to
Guerrero
get a hold of you.
Mr. Guerrero knows me.
Okay,
He knows
so
me.
we'll follow up with you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And
Thank
it
you.
can, and it's got to be quick. Got to be, I ain't going to wait 2 months or 1 month. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Item C, student enrollment, number 1, 2025, 2026, student enrollment and financial impact.
Thank you, President Contreras. Tonight, our executive cabinet, Mr. De La Torre, our Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, our Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, Ms. Elisa Ramirez, and our Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Mr. Romel Guerrero, are here to going to present a presentation on our student enrollment and financial impact. As we all know, throughout the state of California, in most school districts in the state of California, have been experiencing a declining enrollment, and we'll get into some of those facts in a little bit. Of course, fewer students has an impact on our revenues, on our budget, and so today we'd like to bring this to the attention of the board and to the community about our declining enrollment and the impact that it is having on our school district. Mr. De La Torre.
Good evening, President Contreras, trustees, Superintendent Jimenez, colleagues, and community. Thank you for being here tonight. My name is Luis De La Torre. As Mr. Jimenez already mentioned, the majority of school districts across California and in Imperial County continue to experience declining enrollment. At Calexico Unified School District, we are, of course, are not exempt from this, and we are fully aware of this trend. We talked about the major drivers of declining enrollment, but I'd just like to go over a few of those again. Some of those major drivers are declining birth rates. We're currently experiencing the lowest birth rates when we look back over 100 years. Current estimates project declining birth rates through 2032 and modest increases from 2032 to 2042. And then after that, we start seeing declining birth rates again. As we heard, as we know, many Californians are leaving the state, and this is also due to many, many factors. Among them is the increasing cost of housing, the insufficient housing availability, the high taxes, and high energy prices. Those are the major driving forces that has created an exodus for California for many of our residents. And we have seen actually some of the younger individuals exiting California. And those are the individuals that could potentially have families that attend our schools, right? Any school, Calexico Unified School District, or any school in Imperial County or the state of California. Up on the screen, you see that Calexico Unified School District has declined by 1,190 students over the past 6 years. The average has been almost 200 students per year during this 6-year time period. We have seen a slight improvement if we take a look at the average of the last 3 years, down to about 190, but regardless, declining enrollment. On the chart below there, you see that we included the information for Imperial County schools, and I pulled out the numbers for Calexico. So that's all the enrollment for all Imperial County schools except for Calexico. So Imperial County as well, schools in Imperial County continue to see declining enrollment like most school districts in the state of California. And as you can see from that graph, Calexico Unified School District represents about 23% of the county student enrollment. However, we do account for about 44% of the decline in enrollment. So we are declining at a faster rate than the aggregate amount of all the other districts here in Imperial County. There is some districts that have increasing enrollment, slight increasing enrollment, but the aggregate number of all the Imperial County schools, we are experiencing declining enrollment, just like the aggregate number in the state of California and the aggregate number in the country. So what is the impact to the budget? When we take a look at enrollment, you can see on the graph there that Calexico Unified School District has lost significant funding over the past 6 years. And this, of course, due to the declining enrollment. This funding could have gone to employ staff and improve the educational experience for our students, their families, and our Calexico Unified School District team. As you know, the district has been working with all stakeholders on adjusting our staffing ratios and to reduce operational expenditures, and the district has been doing this with everyone's help for the past several years. Calexico Unified School District must continue to do this work in order to ensure fiscal compliance and solvency. And it's important to note that adjusting staffing ratios only addresses a portion of the revenue loss. It doesn't account for all of the adjustments that we need to make to mitigate the loss in revenue. As you well know, projected staffing and operational needs are really based on student enrollment, but funding is calculated on ADA, average daily attendance. This funding model results in a structural deficit mechanism to fund schools, right? So we prepare our classrooms, we hire our staff, certificated classified support staff based on the expected enrollment numbers, but the district only receives funding on the students that actually come to school. As you also know, Calexico Unified School District has been working very hard to improve the connectedness of students and their families to our schools. Ms. Ramirez will touch upon this a little bit later in her presentation. She will highlight some of the things that the school district has been doing to help improve the ADA, the attendance, because at the end of the day, that's how we get funded. This is a slide from a recent presentation put together by FICMAC and School Services. This was actually presented very recently on November 4th, I think it was the date that we saw this. And I won't read the slide to you, but certainly we need to highlight that if the current trend holds over the next 10 years, California will see a further decline of 661,000 students. This is projected across the state. Calexico Unified School District, like a lot of LEAs here in California, we must continue to take a look at that long-term enrollment trend to continuously adjust our staffing ratios, our expenditures, to again remain operationally effective and solvent in our fiscal compliance. Mr. Guerrero will further explain and discuss some of these enrollment trends. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Doctor. Good evening, Board, President Contreras, Superintendent Jimenez, members of the public, colleagues. Thank you for being here tonight. On this particular slide, we're going to review our initial projections for 26-27. As Mr. De La Torre had outlined before, we are in a trend of declining enrollment. As you can see here, we do have 4 different graphs for each one of the schools. You'll see that the blue bar is the enrollment for 25-26, enrollment for 2025-2026. The orange bar is the projected enrollment for 2026-2027. The purple slide, which is very minimal, and you will see it mostly towards the bottom of the bar graph. It's the either loss or gain. If it's a negative number, it's a loss. If it's a positive number, it's a gain. And then you'll also see the capacity of each one of our schools in the orange gold bar. So based on our initial projections that we have already started, we are looking at declining at every school with the exception of Willie Moreno, who we are projecting will increase by 1 student, and Calexico High School, who we are projecting that they will increase by 8 students. Nevertheless, the capacity of our schools remain high in comparison to what our projection of will be for the 2026-2027 school year. Thank you.
Good evening, Superintendent Jimenez, trustees, and members of the public. On this slide, I'm presenting the attendance rate for 24-25, and this was in P3, which is in May. So our final attendance rate was 92.66%. During P2, we had 93%, so it was a slight decrease. And then the bottom table, you're gonna see the current attendance, and the numbers 01, 02 represent the months for this year, and you see the dates that are covered by month 1, month 2, and so on. On the right, you're gonna see the actual percentages of our attendance rate, and then the fourth month, which is November 10 to December 5th, is TBD. But right now, a snapshot of what we have so far is at 95.91. We're hoping that it stays like that, and we don't have a decrease in attendance in between now and December 5th. I just want to mention that all this data is collected by and monitored by Ms. Alejandra Limon, our Director of Community Schools. So thank you for providing all this information. And as Mr. De La Torre mentioned, as a district, we have been working diligently to increase our student attendance, and we have two large initiatives. One is the attendance campaign, tied with lots of incentives, a lot of marketing, and then we have our ongoing PBIS work that we have in partnership with our county. Our California dashboard data was just released last week, and we had positive progress. We declined in chronic absenteeism, and we also declined in suspensions. In addition, our expulsion rates have gone down, and we continue to offer Saturday schools to be able to make up for some of that ADA. So these results do demonstrate that our positive outcomes and what we're doing has been working. But despite these efforts, we still, as you can see, have experiencing absences, and it's really difficult for us to achieve 100% ADA with all these absences. And that's it.
Thank you, and Mr. President Contreras, if I could add, I haven't checked for last year, 24-25, but for the year prior to that, 23-24, School Services did an analysis throughout the state of California, and they've identified the top 3 counties in the state of California with the highest rates of declining enrollment. And in this order, they identified Los Angeles County, Ventura County, and Imperial County. So of the many, many counties throughout the state of California, unfortunately, Imperial County, we're within a county that is has the 3rd highest declining enrollment rates throughout the state of California. So we want to bring this because obviously fewer students is a lesser budget, if you will, right? Our revenues decrease as well, and decreased revenues has an impact on our expenditures, right? Has an impact on how we could spend our money. And as Mr. De La Torre mentioned, it's not a one-to-one correlation, right? It's not that just by when you think of, okay, fewer students may equal less staff, and indeed it does, right? Where we base staffing on how many students we have. When we had 11,000 students, 10,000 students, we had a certain amount of staff, right? When we have, right now we're a little under 8,000, about 7,800 students, we have to adjust for staffing accordingly. However, adjusting with staffing alone doesn't make up for the loss of enrollments. So if I could just give you like a simple, easy math, easy numbers. What that means is, and what Mr. La Torre referred to, staffing could account from anywhere between around 25% of the loss of revenue due to declining enrollment. And how does that work? Well, suppose we lose 120 students and take a ratio, a student-teacher ratio of 30-1. Well, if we lose 120 students, that's 4 teachers, right? That's at a 30-1 ratio. 4 teachers, let's just take an average salary of $100,000 per teacher. Well, that's $400,000, right? So, okay, we've adjusted by 4 FTEs, by reducing or 4 teacher FTEs to the tune of about $400,000. but we get an allocation of per student by the state of California, and it depends by elementary, junior high, and high school. High schools, it's about $22,000 a year, but let's just say an average of $18,000 per student. If you multiply $18,000 per student times 120 students, that ends up being a total of about $2.3 million. So losing 120 students in the state allocation is equivalent to about $2.3 million, whereas just staffing alone, we cut $400,000, which is important, but obviously we're about $2 million short of accounting for the $2.4 million in the loss of 120 students at an average of, let's just use the number of 18,000 right now. So that's where we say that staffing alone doesn't completely cover the cost of the declining enrollment. And students throughout the state of California are really working very seriously, working very diligently of addressing the loss in revenue, addressing this decline in student enrollments. And we have been as well in Calexico. I gotta say that for the past several years, we've been adjusting as well. But as the slide that Mr. Guerrero showed, we have schools with 500, 600, 700 open seats, right? We have a school that was built for 1,000 students that currently might have 400 or 500 students, right? So those are all things we got to look at, is how we're spending our money and how we could, better utilize our money so that we could continue being a strong district. We're fiscally solvent. We're offering strong academic and extracurricular programs. We're continuing to offer a strong athletic program and other costs that come beyond the classroom. And so we wanted to bring this tonight. It's not, we know it's not like the best of news, but it's we also can't pretend this is not there or kind of like ignore it or put our, stick our heads in the sand and hopefully that, hope for it to go away. It's a reality that most districts, the majority of districts in the state of California are dealing with. And I think those districts that are being most successful with it are the districts that are being proactive about it. And we started dealing with this years ago, and we're continuing to deal with it now. And sometimes you see districts that are really looking at their expenditures far outpace their revenues. They're spending a lot more money than what they're getting. And then all of a sudden, they come to a point where they really need to start taking draconian actions in order to keep the district fiscally solvent, and not to sound overly dramatic, but keeping the district from going into state receivership, which is the last thing we want to happen for us. So we're bringing this. We'll be providing more information, talking to our educational partners more about this as we progress, and looking at ways of how to address this concern. Thank you.
Thank you. And I know that, one of the things that I heard you guys say is the low enrollment, but it's also, it hits us financially twice when it hits us on the ADA, right? And I know that the state has been working to try to eliminate the ADA and just do the enrollment component, so we're hoping that at one point or another, they're taking a look at that so that it doesn't impact us financially as much as it does now. Because I think it's, even with the 5%, it's still a higher impact on the overall part of the budget when they take into consideration ADA. And I know for the last 3 years, one of the things that we've been focusing is when we are reducing staff is to limit the impact to those positions that are currently not, they're funded but not filled, so that we didn't impact anybody that was funded. And I know that one of the things that we're now taking a look at is the capacity of each building, in saying, taking a look at the population. And, probably the next step is going to have to be, moving kids around so that, we reduce the liability on buildings and all the expenses that are in those buildings. We don't want to get to that draconian part of it, but at the same time, we need to make sure that, one, we keep the staff that we currently have, that if we continue to do reductions, that we do reductions the way that we've been doing them, right? Not filling any positions that are vacant, up to the level that we can without the financial impact. But I think overall, we just need to take a look at everything else that comes in before that step of reducing staff is taken into consideration. Thank you. I don't know if you guys have any.
I have a question or comment, maybe for a future board meeting or. I'm curious to know what success we're having from our Saturday schools. How many kids are showing up? How much are we recovering? Basically, are we getting a bang for our buck? And what are we doing to promote and encourage kids and families to, take advantage and send their kids to Saturday school? Yes, we recover funding, but also students that are absent recover learning. Because also when they're absent, there's learning loss. There's something they didn't learn that day. So it's a benefit for the students, and parents. So maybe for a future presentation, the success rate of our Saturday school academies.
Absolutely, Trustee Avina. We'll be more than glad to bring that. We do have a pretty aggressive and approach to attendance recovery. Now, as you know, there's Saturday school, and then there's also a second model that the state created, and we've also implemented in the summer. By the way, we didn't wait till the start of the school year. We implemented the attendance recovery, the new attendance recovery, starting as of July 1, the new fiscal year or the new school year. So we will bring you that information at a future board meeting.
And I'll just add. I'll just add again as well. I think hearing this is just it's a statewide concern problem that's growing. We know that, and I think we know and hear maybe the state or CDE is now looking at attendance initiatives and resources a little bit too late, maybe. And will it trickle down to our county or our district? I don't know what impact it might make. I think the being assertive and proactive in some of these initiatives for attendance recovery models that we're implementing helps. The data will be good to look at. I recall when the district, or actually the county, was at about 33,000 students, 33, 34 years ago, and now it's dropped dramatically, almost, a couple thousand. But again, I appreciate bringing this to the forefront and sharing the data with us so we can consider and look forward to what needs or measures we need to do to keep the district solvent.
Thank you.
I know there isn't much we can do for declining enrollment. It's due to families migrating out of California, families deciding to have smaller families or no children, so the low birth rates. There's really not much we can do. But as far as attendance goes, we do play a role in that, and I do appreciate for all of the efforts that many of our programs here, that we offer to not only ensure that the attendance is recovered, but also the learning piece of it is recovered. So I too do look forward to the information that you're going to bring in regards to Saturday school. It is a statewide problem. Every time we go to a conference, the school business people, that's the topic. There's workshops on it, helping school districts on how to deal with this. We've been listening about declining enrollment for years now. And I think we got a little bit laid back because of COVID with all the one-time dollars that we got. It mitigated that financial impact for declining enrollment, but those dollars are gone. They're gone, and now it's hitting us, and reality is here. So thank you for being proactive, and we need to keep the community informed. Thank you.
If I would just like to mention something. In years past, we heard the term, it takes a village, right? And improving and enhancing the connectedness of students and their families to our school district takes all of us, right? It's not just the teachers. It's not just where the kids are in the classroom, right? It really takes all of us. And I think that the school district, as Ms. Ramirez had mentioned, has been doing a great job to improve and really put out the information out there. And yes, we're talking about funding, but we're really talking about the improved learning opportunity for our students, right? So if they learn more and they're here, the funding will come. So I appreciate what you said. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Mr. De La Torre actually beat me to it, but I think the attendance issue is something that we have control over, or we can actually do something about it. And you're absolutely right. I think it takes a village. I think it's up to us, the school, teachers, everyone, the community to make a difference and send our kids to school. I know we get sick at times. I know things happen, but let's just try to make an effort to send our kids to school so they can continue learning.
Thank you for your presentation. We'll move to item D, consent agenda. All items appearing on the will be acted upon by one motion without discussion unless any items is pulled for separate consideration and action. And we will pull item number 22 and 23 for after closed session. So I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Ms. Calderon, second by Mr. Arellano. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. E, informational items. We're going to get started with the item ROP committee. Ms. Calderon.
Yes, I'm going to pass around to the board the IVROP quarterly impact report. And I'll just share one of the pieces of information that's in the flyer in front of you. IVROP had its 9th annual Regional CTE Advisory Committee meeting, of which 6 CUSD CTE teachers attended, along with Ms. Gabby Flores, Ms. Elisa Ramirez, and Ms. Williams. And the IVROP annual Regional CTE Advisory meeting at IVC, which brought together more than 100 educators, administrators, and industry partners to strengthen connections between education and workforce needs. The general session featured updates from IVC Dean Efrain Silva, Student Success Specialist Armando Nevares, and Early College Credit Opportunities and COE Research Analyst John Edwards, who shared insights on regional labor market trends, high wage in-demand careers, and equity gaps. Attendees then participated in industry-specified breakout sessions to explore emerging trends, critical skills, and opportunities to enhance local CTE pathways. So thank you for making an effort for our staff for attending this important event. And also just wanted to let you know, as I've been sharing, the superintendent at IVROP will be retiring in June. So next month in December, we'll be launching the recruitment for his replacement, and it will be replaced with an executive director. So in December, you'll be seeing that recruitment out in platforms such as EdJoin, AXA, CSBA, and so on. So we're looking forward to finding a good replacement for IVROP's leadership. That's all I have for our IVROP. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Calderon. Superintendent report, Mr. Jimenez.
Thank you, President Contreras. Well, today I reserved my superintendent report for two things. First of all, to get this one out of the way, Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. And I wish all of our families, all of our students a restful and fun little time off, hopefully, as everyone's able to spend some time with family and friends, and remember the little things in life, and appreciate the blessings, the many blessings that we have in our lives, although maybe not perfect or not everything we want, but comparatively speaking to millions and millions and millions of people throughout the world, we are blessed in many, many ways. So happy Thanksgiving, and may this season bring you lots of joy and peace and relaxation a little bit, beyond all the shopping and traveling and all that sort of stuff. And then my other superintendent's report today, sometimes in life you come across a point where you're experiencing, and you kind of feel like you have a bittersweet moment, right? And that's like, you're a little bit sad about something, that's the bitter part of it, but you're also really, really happy about something, that's the sweet part of it, right? And so tonight, I know we've talked about this a little bit, but tonight it's a little bit more official. Because tonight is Ms. Janet Burgos' last board meeting. here for us in Calexico Unified School District. I think that deserves a round of applause. Did you guys notice that she was the first one that started applauding, started clapping? So Janet, we're very, very happy for you. I've just can't, stop singing Janet's praises. She's just an incredible person, an incredible secretary, just second to none. She's her skills, her knowledge, how she does her job, how she's able to know what I need before I know what I need. It's like how did you do that? Like, get out of my head, don't do that. But just incredible, and I think that's just a testimony to her work ethic, to her positive attitude, to her attitude of service, right? Of being a leader in her role and in her capacity, and to being here to serve our community in Calexico and to serve our students and families and our schools and our staff. So it's I hate to see her go, but I know that we will be in good shoes with her person who's going to be replacing her, Miss Gio, who's sitting right next to her. And today is officially her first day, so they're teaming up tonight. But we have a little present for you, Janet, that I know we want to give to you and take pictures. I also do want to acknowledge Janet's husband, Willie, Mr. Burgos, who's here, and who's been with Janet. They met in Calexico High School when they were Bulldogs, and I went to Calexico High School the other day, and in the bleachers over here, I saw like a little heart, and it said, Janet and Willie, a little heart with an arrow going through it, 1987, I think it said. It's still there. It hasn't been painted over. It's still there. And her daughter, Daniela, is here as well. A Bulldog family through and through. Janet's sons couldn't be here, Manuel and Wilito, but they're Bulldogs as well. Graduates from Calexico High School, went through our system from kindergarten through 12th grade. And we're very, very excited for you, Janet, and your family, and for Willie, and all the time you'll have to do other things and not be worried to a clock and an alarm and all that sort of cool stuff that comes with retirement. So Janet, if I may, board members, we didn't even want to touch it because we didn't want to put any smudge it on, but I'm going to right now. I'm going to take it out, and it says, dedication to excellence awarded to Janet Burgos. Your work ethic and attitude are unmatched, and your dedication to excellence is seen in everything that you do. Thank you for always striving to perform above and beyond. On to the next. Happy retirement 2025, Calexico Unified School District. And wait, there's more. If you buy one now, we'll throw a second one in for the low price. No. So Janet, this is a self-contained atrium. So there's a QR code. I was looking for the instructions, but they say scan the QR code so you can know how to take care of this. But it's got like some grass moth in there and some plants. So yeah.
It is really. Thank you.
There you go.
I must be.
And
Family loves plants. So they're looking, they're eyeing it.
yeah, they're right.
No.
So if we could take pictures, Janet, and with your family, with Willie and Daniela and the board.
It's not hers. Ya me la quiere quitar. I'll get it out of it. Let me give it to my daughter.
And I know that Janet is just dying to say a few words. So Janet, the microphone is yours.
I so appreciate everyone, all the family that I have worked with here at CUSD throughout my tenure, starting at Willie Moreno, going to the high school, and then ending at the district office. Personally, my family, for allowing me to do what I do. Hard nights, hard days, but knowing that I had the support system at home to be there, taking care of my kids, that made all the difference, and that is why I was able to do what I do. And I always hold on to a special little rock that the Circle of Friends kids came over to our district office years back. And they came into our offices, and in the midst of chaos, in the midst of everything that was going on that day, this student gave me a rock that said, I don't give up. So if they don't give up, we shouldn't either. So I challenge this board to not to give up, to keep the fight. And even though with our little bit sad news of declining enrollment, I know that you will do what's right for our kids and our community. So I thank you, bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Janet. We're gonna move to the board reports. We're gonna start this way today, so that way I don't get beat on this one, right? First, I just want to make a comment that I want to thank you very much for all your assistance on the last 3 years that I've been here. You helped me to understand a lot of little things here and there. This year, you took me through the whole process of doing the agendas and setting up our meetings and things like that. I really, really appreciate that. And I know that in your position, you're taking care of a lot of the small things before they become big things. And I think that that's something that Ms. Gio is gonna have to pick up, and it's like from one day to the next, right? But you have to pick up on those things, and knowing what it is that the district needs, knowing what it is that when there's important meetings that need to be have, and being available and all that. We recognize that your work here has made a big difference. And that little stone is just a small little thing. Thank you very much. Mr. Avina.
No, Jen, I want to also thank you for everything you've done, not just right now as a school board, but my years here in the district as a school principal. Always easy to reach, and whenever I had a problem, sometimes, I wouldn't call the superintendent, I would call Janet, and I would get an answer from her. Kind of joking, but no, it's true. No, Janet is the to-go person, so thank you, Janet, for the support that I got as a principal for those last couple of years. And I'm sure that our current principals here in Calexico will say the same thing. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy your retirement. I know you will, and so have fun. Can't wait till I retire. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Calderon.
I'm going to need a couple of minutes, President Contreras. Tonight, I want to take a moment to honor you, Janet Burgos, our very own Senior Executive Assistant and my dear friend. Many of you know that my own school business career began right here in Calexico Unified as an accounts payable clerk. When promoted to Executive Assistant in the business department, it was Janet who taught me how to do that job. And let me tell you, she did not make it easy. She is the straightest arrow I know, a true perfectionist, a tough cookie. She tells you exactly how it is, no sugarcoating, but she does it with passion, with integrity, and with a genuine desire to make you better. You were a tough teacher, but you were the best teacher. You set the bar high and expected me to rise to it. Not sure if I did, but I tried. However, I do know that the foundation you helped build allowed me to grow from executive assistant to where I am now. And through every step of that journey, you have been a mentor, a guide, and a steady presence in my life. But it wasn't all pain and tears. We also had a share of good times. We spent countless hours and long nights working board meetings together If only these boardroom walls could talk. This is where we became friends. Janet, your work here has been defined by professionalism, loyalty, and an unfailing commitment to excellence. You have supported superintendents and board members. You've held together countless moving pieces behind the scenes with your great leadership. Much of what you've done may never be visible to the public, but all of us who have worked with you know exactly how essential you've been. You are Calexico unified through and through, a proud bulldog, married to a proud bulldog, and raised 3 bulldog children. You have given so much of yourself to Calexico USD, and Calexico USD gives that love right back to you. As your friend, I am proud of you. As someone who learned from you, I am grateful to you. And as a board member, I am honored to stand here tonight to celebrate your well-earned retirement. Congratulations, Janet. You deserve every bit of rest, every bit of joy, and every adventure that comes next. And just know, you may be retiring, but you will always remain a part of this district and a part of our hearts. From the bottom of my heart, Janet, congratulations.
Thank you.
Going this route, yes. Again, I as well want to extend my heartfelt thank you, Janet, for all that you've done, and congratulations on your new retirement. Again, not only thank you to you, but also to your family as well, because you know, we don't do this alone. The late nights, the hard work, the dedication and sacrifice, you know, it's felt by everybody. So we thank you and your family for helping and serving this district. I think I met Janet, knew her from high school. Maybe when she was carving those, you know?
Willie and Janet.
Willie and Janet. From high school, then working at Willie and through the district and the board occasionally, and 32 years is what I understand is the service for the district, and that's quite a career. So we thank you for that, for your dedication and for the service here, and the exceptional work as was shared and mentioned. So again, I just want to say thank you to you for what you've done for the staff and this district, unsung hero and work that, you know, many of us don't see, but we recognize. Also the work and support that you provided school boards throughout the years, you know, to help us, help the district. And of course, also want to thank you for helping keep our superintendents in line and in check, you know, keeping them straight arrow. So again, we will miss you, Janet, but we thank you for everything you've done and leaving the district, but you're still not leaving our community, and you're still not leaving our hearts. So we thank you.
Thank you. Senator
I just want to thank you, Janet, for your hard work, dedication, commitment to our district. I can't follow after these guys. They had everything prepared. I mean, but honestly, I just want to thank you. I mean, it's a bittersweet moment. I want to congratulate you. I don't know if it's a good thing, Mr. Burgos, or a bad thing. I don't know how that's going to work. But everyone in this district makes a difference. As I look around the room, I had a lot of you as my teachers, counselors, principals. I look at Cristina, who had me every day in the attendance office at Willie Moreno. You do make a difference. Every single one of us make a difference. And you're absolutely right. I think we just got to keep going, never give up. And I wanted to thank you. Thank you for all your hard work. And congratulate you as well.
Go one last round of applause for this.
Thank you. Moving to item F, discussion possible action. One, travel Calexico High School students to attend the first robotic competition for Port Unimi in California on March 6th through the 8th, 2026, and San Diego, California, March 20th to the 22nd of 2026. Mr. Jimenez, if you could please give us an update on this.
Thank you, President Contreras. And we don't normally do this, but we wanted to bring a kind of a little highlight to this item right here for our robotics team. This is as many of our groups. They're not the only ones that do this, but Our robotics team is a group of kids who are passionate about technology, passionate about robots and building things. And there are school districts where the robotics department is a whole entire department. You know, they have fifth wheel trailers with machines that make machines, and that CNC machines, I think they're called, and they invest hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's they have a teacher dedicated to teaching robotics all day long, and we don't have that level of investment into our program, but nevertheless, our kids' passion and their hard work, along with their advisors, is second to none. And I'm very excited. I know, just like we have been in many areas, just like we have been, and there she goes. Yes. Okay, I gotta go on. Regroup here. Regroup. We also approached the robotics team last year, and Miss Elisa, our assistant supervisor services, met with them and said, guys, we got to cut back, as we're cutting back in a lot of areas, and this is one that we have to cut back as well. Their budget was $132,000, which we couldn't continue to afford to invest that amount of money. So we cut it by about half, from $132,000 to $77,000. And between Mr. Mario Magallanes, Mr. Cesar Cano, and Ms. Carla Magallanes, they said, we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work. So working with Elisa, they went to the drawing board. They said, okay, we're going to meet 3 days a week. We're going to meet every other Saturday. We're going to do things a little bit differently. And nevertheless, this is just a story of overcoming and not giving up. That little rock that Janet shared, it's like, do not give up. And they're still nevertheless taking our students, 25 of our students, to 2 competitions to compete in robotics. And so I'm very proud of them. I think we are all very proud of them. We just wanted to thank our advisors, congratulate our students, and thank them for sticking in there and making it work, even with a little bit less. But nevertheless, the drive, the commitment, the dedication is still there. And so we wish them all the best, and we hope to bring good news in the future on how they did in these competitions, and we're proud to be able to support them to attend these 2 out-of-county competitions for robotics.
Any questions, comments on this item? I'd like to move into an action item, and we'll entertain a motion for approval.
A motion to approve.
Have a motion by Mr. Avina,
I'll second that motion.
second by Ms. Calderon. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. We'll move into action items, consideration and action and approval of the following items. We will take action on items 1 through 21. Ms. Ramirez?
Good evening again, Board. We continue to work diligently and updating our board policies as recommended by CSBA. So tonight we are presenting the first reading of board policies, administrative regulations, and our exhibits for the following items. 0440 District Technology Plan, 0450 Comprehensive Safety Plan, 0441 Artificial Intelligence, 1113 District and School Websites, 3515 Campus Security, 3516.1 Fire Drills and Fires, 5113 Absences and Excuses, 5113.11 Attendance Supervision, 5113.12 District Attendance Review Board, 5131.41 Use of Seclusion and Restraint, 5141 Healthcare and Emergencies, 5141.4 Child Abuse Prevention and Reporting, 5142 Safety, 5145.3 Non-Discrimination Harassment, 5145.7 Sexual Harassment, 5145.71 Title 9, Sexual Harassment Complaint Procedures. 5146, Married Pregnant Parenting Students. 6159.4, Behavioral Interventions for Special Education Students. 6178.1, Work-Based Learning. 9005, Governance Standards, and 9011, Disclosure of Confidential Privileged Information. So we recommend that the board approve actions numbers 1 through 21 as a first reading of these revised board policies, administrative regulations, and/or exhibits.
Thank you. I will make a motion for approval of items 1 through 21 as written.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 22. Approve amendment number 1 to design and install an installation agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Climate Tech Limited Liability Corporation dated June 13, 2024. Amendment number 1 to add renewable energy measures at Calexico High School. And if we could just give us a brief description.
Absolutely. Thank you, President Contreras. So a couple years ago, as we know and we've all seen throughout the community, we started a energy modernization project throughout the district at our school sites, at the FRC, at M&O. That included solar panels, that included charging stations. And at the time, part of the scope of that work with Climate Tech was the high school. We were kind of like in the middle of A4. We were still designing and planning for Measure Q, the main, the high school buildings. And so we took the deliberate, the intentional decision of waiting a little bit further on the planning stages, the design stages, working with our architects and engineers. At the time, we still hadn't hired a construction company, so we intentionally put the high school modernization project on hold until we were a little bit further down the road on the planning stages for Measure Q. Now that we're just 2-3 weeks away from breaking ground, boots on the ground, the excavators and the tractors and the contractors and all that sort of stuff, we're ready to move forward with this scope of work for modernization. I do want to say that this scope of work is not optional. We're not doing it just because we want to or just because it was part of the other modernization project. Under California Title 24 Building Code, where all new buildings in the state of California are required to include solar energy, right? Renewable energies. And so this is in compliance with state law and it's within our estimated for the project that we were estimating. So it's not only going to include the solar energy panels, it's also going to include solar storage batteries that are required under the new Title 24 laws. And so we're pretty much bringing this back, if you will, for the board's approval so we could move forward with the Measure Q construction.
Thank you. Questions or comments on this item from any of the board members?
Just a question here, just as we move forward to this. Measure Q committee oversight's been informed and they're aware as well?
Yes, they have.
Okay.
Yes, they have.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
A motion to approve.
I have a motion by Mr. Avina. I'll second that motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. Item number 23, renewal lease agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Global Modular Incorporated for a modular restroom and modular classroom during Measure Q construction project.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion for approval by Ms. Calderon,
I'll second.
and a second by Mr. Castillo. Any questions, concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 24, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Kid Grit Limited Liability Corporation to provide in-person family engagement training to Maine's elementary parents before June 30th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Have a motion by Ms. Calderon. and
I'll
s-
second.
A second by Mr. Arellano. Questions, concern? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 25, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County Office of Education regarding Gear Up Rise services for the 2025 to 2031 school year.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Arellano. I'll second that motion. Questions, concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 26, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Blue Dot Education to provide 3 educational classrooms and field-based activities to Maine's elementary students and families.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Arellano,
I'll second.
second by Ms. Calderon. Questions, concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 27, agreement between the Calexico Unified School District and Academic Cognitive Connection Limited Liability Corporation to conduct an independent educational evaluation, IEE, for psychoeducational evaluations.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion by Mr. Castillo, and I'll second that motion. Questions, concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 28, award of request for proposal and agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Sanders Incorporated for the facilities master's plan services. And if you could please just give us an update on that.
Sure. So this is, we put out a request for proposal for our facility master plan. We need a facility master plan. We should have one. We haven't had an updated master plan in a few years already. So we put out an RFP. We did get 3 proposals. We, through our review committee, which included several district level staff, and also we asked for the support of a staff member from ICOE who also works with facilities and is knowledgeable about these types of RPs and the information to look for. We did end up going with Sanders Incorporated. As we know, Sanders is a local firm. They were the only local firm that of the 3 proposals, and one of the big factors for us as well is that they had the best timeline, because this information we do want to try to get it as quickly as possible. The other firms I think had like a 12-month timeline, and I think waiting a year for some of this information was a little bit too long for us. And Sanders had a 3 to 4 month timeline, and so that's about a third of the time. I do want to say that under Prop 2, which is a state reimbursement program for facilities, so when we build new facilities, we could submit an application for state reimbursement, which is part of our strategy, of our plan to pay for some of these facility projects. Under Prop 22, the new requirement is that we must have a master plan. It didn't used to be the requirement before. We could submit applications without a facilities master plan. Now it's required. So again, it's not one of those things whether it's an optional, whether we want to or not, or we should have it but don't have to have it. No, we have to have it. So we're asking for approval of the RFP for Sanders Incorporated.
Any other questions or concerns?
There's a question here. On MGT, there's a significant difference, right?
Yes.
What, did they miss it, or why was there so off?
They're an out-of-state company with local offices. I'm not sure. I don't know if their overhead. I don't know what the significant increase is, but but it is significant.
Yeah.
And we just felt, you know, we do businesses with many businesses throughout the state of California, and we're always looking for the best service and the highest quality and the best price. In this case, with their own merit and you know, work and reputation, we thought that this would be the best option for us in this RFP, in this matter, in this case.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Anybody else? I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion by
Sec-
Ms. Calderon,
Second that.
second by Mr. Avina. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 29, approval of the physical education exception permanent request waiver for 11th grade students at Calexico High School. This is the second.
This is the second group of
Yeah.
waivers for PE waivers.
I'll move for approval of the waiver.
I'll second.
I have a second by Ms. Calderon. Questions, concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. Item number 30, approval of the Calexico Unified School District Community Advisory Committee for the Special Education Local Plan Area. And I'll entertain a motion for approval.
A motion to approve.
Have a motion by Ms. Calderon,
I'll second the
Se-
motion.
second by Mr. Castillo. Questions, concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. Item number 31, approval of revised designee representation for Imperial County Adult Education Consortium for the 2025-2026 school year.
A motion to approve.
I have a motion by Ms. Calderon,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Arellano. Questions, concern? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 32, approval of the submission of the Career Technical Education Facility Program application for the California Department of Education for the manufacturing and production development sector, welding and materials joining pathways.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion by Ms. Calderon. I'll second that motion. Questions, concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 33, resolution authorizing contract pursuant to Public Contract Code Section 20118 for the procurement of food services equipment to be delivered and installed at Blank Charles Elementary, Kennedy Gardens Elementary, Dual Elementary, Cesar Chavez Elementary, Rockwood Elementary, Enrique Camarena Junior High School, and Willie Moreno Junior High. Questions, concerns that you guys may have? Okay, I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second.
I have a second by Mr. Arellano. Mr. Arellano,
Yes.
Mr. Castillo,
Yes.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Avina,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes. Resolution passes 5-0. Item number 34, resolution declaring the futility of bidding and approving changes order number 1 for unanticipated additional work on the Family Resource Center modular building site improvements project. Questions, concerns that you guys may have?
Can we get a little bit of background on
Sure,
this?
absolutely. So over at the FRC, we've placed a new modular building that's going to be used by our expanded learning program. Part of the initial scope of work, initially at one point, this has been over a year in coming. We were looking at how to move in this modular building that gets brought in 2 halves. But with other development that's taking place over there, we had to get a crane. And this is just because now we couldn't drive it in and install it. So we're going to have to get a crane and bring it in over the other classrooms and install it. So this is to pay for that.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion.
A motion to approve.
Have a motion by Ms. Calderon. I'll second that motion. Mr. Arellano?
Yes.
Mr. Castillo?
Yes.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Mr. Avina?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. Resolution passes 5-0. Item number 35, resolution regarding stipends and compensation for classified management employees. And can we get a quick update?
Sure. On this one right here, we were notified by CalPERS that we needed to, we have certain stipends for classified management employees and unrepresented employees that have CalPERS reportable income. And this is a requirement that's being imposed to us by CalPERS that say in order for that to be doable, in order for that to be reportable, the district needs to have this in a resolution. The board needs to approve this in a resolution. This is nothing new. This is not new reportable income. These are not new stipends. These are not anything new cost added to the district. There's a zero impact as far as financial impact. This is going through the motions to comply with the CalPERS requirements.
Thank you. Any other questions or concerns?
And CalPERS reached out to us on this item?
Yes,
Any
they did.
others?
Yes.
No findings or penalties then?
No penalties, no. No penalties on this one, yeah. On these two.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve, sorry.
I have a motion by Ms. Calderon,
A second that motion.
second by Mr. Avina. Mr. Arellano?
Yes.
Mr. Castillo?
Yes.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Mr. Avina?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. Resolution passes 5-0. Item 36, resolution regarding stipends and compensation for classified confidential employees. Is it the same one?
Exactly the same.
Thank you. Questions, concerns? I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Arellano,
One second.
second by Mr. Castillo. Mr. Arellano?
Yes.
Mr. Castillo?
Yes.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Mr. Avina?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. The resolution passes 5-0. Item number 37, resolution regarding disposition of obsolete instructional materials. I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second.
I have a second by Ms. Calderon. Mr. Arellano?
Yes.
Mr. Castillo?
Yes.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Mr. Avina?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. Resolution passes 5-0. Item number 38, resolution regarding disposition of surplus assets, non-assets, technology equipment at the Academic Services Department.
A motion to approve?
I'll
Have a motion by Ms. Calderon, second by Mr. Arellano. Mr. Arellano?
Yes.
Mr. Castillo?
Yes.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Mr. Avina?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. Resolution passes 5-0. Item number 39, resolution regarding disposition of surplus assets, non-assets, technology equipment at Rockville Elementary School. I'll make a motion for approval.
Second.
Second by Mr. Castillo. Mr. Arellano?
Yes.
Mr. Castillo?
Yes.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Mr. Avina?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. Resolution passes 5-0. And we will now move into closed session. Thank you.